This is Dave Fleming in the Ingenuity Lab. Welcome to the podcast Lifework. Thoughts at the intersection of who you are and what you do. What if today was it, folks? Game over, lights out, curtains down, your life ended today. It's not a happy thought. I'll have to admit, it's not one that I appreciate the way I want to, the way I know that the Stoics of old remind me, to embrace my fate and to come to terms with the fact that today could be my last day. This is hard for me. I don't want this to be my last day. But what if it was? What if it was for you? Life is fragile, and we get reminders of that. We get reminders of that when our body hurts. We get reminders of that when people around us get sick. We get reminders of that when we hear news of people we love or people that we know who have died. Well, let me ask you this. If today was the last day of your life, what would people be able to piece together about you simply based on the stories other people would tell about you? What would they say? What would the book of stories sound like based on what other people would say about who you were and what you did? I call that book Lifework. The word, and it really is a word, Lifework, I didn't make it up. It's the overall body of work that a person does while they're alive. So it does tend to be focused on, like an artist, and here's all their work, the paintings that they painted during their life, or the mediums that they explored, or an author, or a musician, or someone in business. Think of Steve Jobs. Here we could probably talk about his life work. But I want to expand the idea a little bit to mean the intersection of who you are. That is, who you are becoming and how you show that in the world. How do you show up in the world? Who are you in the world? Are you happy with that? Am I happy with that? What kind of influence do we have? What kind of betterment are we trying to bring to our lives? So in one sense, the word life talks about this overarching sense of who we are and how we show up in the world. And this podcast is going to explore different life issues to help you show up in ways that are more in line with the life you want to live. Strategies for how to develop yourself, or just how to inspire yourself and your energy so that you can bring your better self to any given situation. So we're going to explore life, but we're also going to explore things that happen at work. I've spent, a few decades helping people at work get better at what they do, helping teams and organizations. But I've also spent a couple of decades, and these are overlapping decades, okay, I'm not 80. I've also spent time helping people cultivate a spiritual life and a spiritual approach to life. And by that, I don't mean religious or tied to any dogma. I mean a life of meaning that is connected to something bigger than yourself, that allows you to express your energy beyond yourself. And so this has been a really important intersection for me to help people with their life work, with their ability to better express themselves in the world through the person they are becoming. And so, in this first episode, I just want to leave you with this idea. What stories would be told about you if today was your last day? What would people say about your life work? Maybe this would be a really good thing to sit down and ask people at dinner tonight or the next time you're with friends. What would my life work story sound like? And how would I want to change that story with the time I have left? Because here's the deal. I don't think today is likely your last day. And so you still have time. So between now and that last day, how do you want to express your life work in the world? I want to help you express that in ways that bring meaning to life, value to those around you, so that you can connect to something bigger than yourself and invest your energy in things beyond yourself. So think about your life work today. How are you doing? What would you change? What stories would be told about you? This is Dave Fleming in the Ingenuity Lab.